The headlines are particularly alarming. They show that Maryland students experienced some of the sharpest drops in the nation between 2019 and 2022 in mathematics and reading. While the headlines do not ask the question, it's obvious to see that test scores, they're in their steep decline, was a result of the COVID closings and the online learning that our students were forced to endure. Laurie, you served on the Montgomery County State Board of Education during Governor Hogan's first term. What do you make of these results?
Well, first of all, the test that's being talked about right now is the National Assessment for Educational Progress, NAEP, and it is an apples to apples type of test where you can say the same test that's given across the nation. When you look at our state tests, which haven't been given in the past 2 years because of COVID, those can be different from state to state. So this is a really good measure of how to compare your state to another state. Well, and it tests 4th and 8th graders. The results are very, very dismal. And if you look at the 8th grade math, for example, Maryland, we're not top in the United States. We are number 42 for math 8th graders. And it's just a little, the states like Mississippi and Louisiana, they're just a little bit below us. So we're right there with Mississippi and Louisiana now. What do you think about that? That's really bad. Look what's happened with this horrible shutdown and how this has affected, especially our Black and Latino students. It is dismal. And you're going to be hearing from all of our Democrat candidates or Democrat elected officials that, oh, we really, really need to pass and we need to fund our blueprint or Kerwin funding to get this through. And this is just another thing like Thornton, which was years ago that didn't work. We're seeing the same thing happen over and over again, just throwing money and giving teachers more money. It's not working. We need a very, very, very different plan. And this is, we're in a really, really serious mode. It's not just Baltimore City now that's in trouble, it's the entire state.
Thank you, Laurie. Now, Cary, call me a skeptic, but I've been hosting this show for 20 years. And every year, test scores are talked about because they continue to decline. But now it's gotten to the point where the math rate and the literacy rate, as Laurie mentioned, is abysmal. But what can be done? I mean, we passed, as Laurie talked about, we passed Kerwin. That doesn't seem to have an effect. We passed Thornton. That doesn't seem to have an effect. What can be done?
Well, I mean, we're doing it. Okay, we've now approved this new program called Tutoring on Demand in Montgomery County. Unfortunately, most parents don't even know it's out there. I think you have a percentage of parents that are utilizing it, but you can get your kids extra tutoring. It's online tutoring. You know, you simply demand it from your school. They've got to grant it to you.
That only addresses an individual student. I mean, we've got thousands of students now who are below age level in math and and in reading. And how do we rectify that? I mean, if we are sending 8th graders into high school unprepared, that's just going to drag the high school down.
But that's what we're doing. I mean, the fact of the matter is we made choices. Okay, you know, you had 200,000 students that had one parent had died. You had over 1 million people die as a result of COVID. People made choices, maybe the wrong choices, but they made those choices. The fact of the matter is we did not have a strategic plan for a catastrophic event like COVID. So when we put our kids in home class online tutoring, we were prepared.
And also we've been declining since 2013, way before COVID. So it's not just COVID is the reason why our results are so awful. So we need to look
not only
before COVID as well.
Aspect, though, also the mental health aspect. These kids were shuttered in their homes for 2 years, you know, and it's going to have an impact. How we address that, I think we're still learning.
We need to bring parents back for accountability now. Parents are just out of the equation for some reason now. We need to fix the discipline policy. It's way too lax right now. We need to pay teachers for performance. And we need to increase the Boost program, which gives parents money to help them afford a private school. That has just stayed stagnant. And for some reason, Democrats don't want to support it, even though Baltimore City Democrats are for it. So we need to do things like that, not throw more money at teachers. That's not, teachers deserve a lot of money. I say, believe
Well,
that,
we're going to give,
but that's not the only
thank you.
answer.
Thanks, Laurie. We'll give Cary the last word. 30
Well,
seconds.
we also
Cary.
have to normalize these kids' lives, right? Get them back in school learning, okay? And do the best we can. Move them forward. Double those classes if we have to. These kids need a future.
Thanks, Cary. Appreciate it.